Hello, World of Tank Blitzers. It's Littlefinger. We're doing a full tank review here on the T-34-3, which you can see in the garage is a Tier 8 Chinese medium tank, very much in line with those Soviet mediums. But look at this, 122 millimeter gun, nice rounded turret with a lot of armor. So a little bit of a different playstyle than your standard medium from this tank. We'll get into that as I go through some gameplay. But first, hey guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Lofty goal to get to 10,000 subscribers this year. So I can only do that if you help me out by hitting that subscribe button, hitting the like, hitting the share, getting the word out, and I really appreciate it. Also, don't forget our Discord server. A lot of comments, communications over there, and some fun stuff going on as well. So back to the tank. We're talking about this tank because it's up for quote unquote free in the Lunar Event. That is a 7-day event. We've just passed 2 days, so 5 days left. And here is the T-34-3. It's 920 lunar coins. I had a commentator post a comment on the YouTube page there. It's going to take you between 900 and 120 battles per day for 7 days. So you're going to have to be pretty damn dedicated to get there. You can shave some time off by buying these lunar coins. You can buy up to 15, so you can spend up to 15 million credits. You're going to get 5 crates, each with 5 lunar coins, so you're going to get 25 per purchase times 15, 125. So you can shave off a little bit there. Also, if I go back to bundles, there was a bundle for 2 containers for 10 bucks. But these WZ111 containers each contain 50 lunar coins. So I shaved off another 100 by failing on my WZ crate. All right, so I'm going to run through real quick just the setup, and then we'll talk about this tank in a little bit more detail. So you can see repair kit, multi-purpose, adrenaline, provisions. This is something I've started doing a little bit differently. I'm running standard combat rations, improved fuel, and improved combat rations. I've skipped over protective kit because I feel that defense system covers a lot of those same things. So it's a little bit of an overkill, doubling up. But you can see calibrated shells, defense system, improved optics, enhanced gun laying drive, enhanced armor, engine accelerator, and vertical stabilizer. These two here, I could see arguments to running with each of these. This gun has really great aim time, and it might be something you want to mess around with, but it also depends upon your playstyle. Obviously, supercharge, you only need it if you're shooting from long distances, which I'm typically not in this tank. The refined gun, again, if you're shooting at distance, you're going to want to get that dispersion down, but because I'm playing more close up of a heavy type playstyle, I'm using the vertical stabilizer. Just real quick on the ammo, 54, 18, and 18, and make sure you're buying that with credits. All right, guys, here's blitzstars.com. I've got the T-34 pulled up, and I originally purchased this tank, because I thought, hey, a medium tank with a 122 millimeter gun, that's kind of unique. Well, here's the tech tree version, T-34-2, 122 millimeter gun. You'll see it's got basically the exact same stats as we go through this. So if you're not inclined to play those 120 games per day for 7 days, then you can get this tank by grinding up the Chinese line. So I've pulled up the Type 59 and the 59 patent, both premium tanks. Obviously, so is the T-54 Mod 1. Just so we could get a comparison with some other premium tanks, and you'll notice straight off the bat that your damage per minute is much lower than these other tanks, which is why I say you can't get in front of other mediums. You can't brawl with them. You've got to play much more of a peekaboo, take your big shot. You're doing 400 damage compared to their 280s or 225s. Surprise them and then get back to cover. So you really want to run more so with the heavies, I would say. Support them with your high alpha shots, and it's just a different playstyle from a medium tank. But outside of that, you know, obviously it's a much bigger gun. Shell velocity is nice. As we move on down here, look at the aim times. You'll notice when I start getting into the game, so as soon as you stop, that reticle just disappears. It does have a good, fairly high dispersion, but the aim time is really, really nice. Only 5 degrees of gun depression is a limiting factor, obviously. Hard to play on hills. It does have 50 kilometers per hour, so it moves pretty well. Consider this moving more like your American medium tanks. I wouldn't call it sluggish, but it's certainly not zippy either. So it's kind of in the mold of both of those. Let's see what else we want to talk about here. Credit coefficient 170. So, you know, this is the nice side, obviously, of it being a premium tank when you compare it to the T-34-2 if you're worried about credits. You've got 1,300 hit points. Interestingly enough, the T-34-2 has more. Hull armor 90. And so this is where you start talking about the meat on this tank. Turret armor 190 in the front. So if you can get this hull down and you can get on a level area and get your shots in, it is just a really great tank in that regard. Alright guys, top tier here on Oasis Palms. Supremacy game. So even though, you know, initially I said run with the heavies, I'm looking at this lineup. Not a lot that I'm too worried about here on the light medium side of the map, so I'm going to run with the Dracula here and the T-49. We got enough firepower, and we're going to clear the cave area here. Once I notice that Dracula's not spotted anybody, around we go up to sea. And as you know, Supremacy is a little bit easier way to get the mastery games, just because you can, you know, you're getting EXP here from capping out bases. So even though I'm sharing this with the T-49, we do manage to hold this cap basically the entire game. Looking to shoot HE into the butt of the T-64-3, but as you'll notice there, took a snapshot and I was very, very fortunate that that one would go in. Early in the game here, I am not going to trade hit points with this guy unless I absolutely have to, or it is a kill shot. I know I've got several tanks behind me, and there we go. He is now going to be a one shot, so we'll take the kill here and trade that with 218 in hit points. Notice now that our heavies are in a world of hurt. The Lova there is pushing that IS-3D back. Would have been nice if he'd have pulled forward and let me get a shot in him. But this is not looking good on this side of the map. So just looking to get a few shots in. We set a fire, and you can see that was like over 480 in hit points. And look at this. It is just crumbling fast. I know that T-34 has just shot, so I'm able to pull forward there. And these guys are coming hard, so I'm going to get one shot in, and I am just going to use the buildings as cover, and I am getting out of there. And as you notice, we've now been warned that our T-49 is AFK. So it is really a 5-on-3 situation. Not sure what this IS-3D here was thinking, being certainly one shot to just about any tank to come out into the open like that. Dracula's now doing a great job just CODing 2 tanks. But with a 13.6 second reload, I've got to make sure every shot counts. So we're going to be extra patient and get that shot in. Unfortunately here, Dracula's taken out. My guess is that T-69 is on a reload, and we set our second fire of the game. Putting both of these guys on one-shots. I was going to chase the T-69, not let him get away, but KV-3 was coming at me hard here, so you'll see here our nice armor. We block 400 in damage, finish him off. And we're up over 3,700 in damage now. And so you've got that mobility of a medium tank, and you're doing big alpha shots of 4 to 500. So it's really is a fun tank to play. And you know, I'm just making sure I get time to reload here as he comes up over, turn and face him for armor purposes. And there we go. We get kill number 4. Keep in mind we held C the entire battle. And there's your ace mastery game with 3,700 in damage, 83,000 credits, 1327 in EXP there. And that's on 10 shots. So an average of 370 per shot there. So really. Alright guys, so we're going to roll into our second game here on Castilla as bottom tier. Another supremacy game. God, I got a lot of supremacy games yesterday. T-92-E1, we've got one rocket tank. We've got the big WZ-11GFTTD. A lot of frontal armor on that thing. We've got an AT-15. I'm pretty confident these guys are going heavy. And look at this damn T-49. Gets right beside me, and I cannot turn when you're right beside me like that, dude. So we just stop and let him move forward. But with a T-49 and Ascent and that T-92-E1, there's a good chance we're going to have some sort of battle over here. Sure enough, we do. And, you know, I'm going to go ahead and go the long way around here. I don't think this tank is fast enough to use the shortcut up here. We're spotted, so I'm going to pull back. That's a proximity spot from that T-92, most likely. Here comes that scent. Get a shot into that track, and we're able to back down before he has the gun depression to shoot us. T-49, we're going to switch over to HE. 476 into the side of the turret there. AP shot, finish off the T-49. Just trying to keep my armor pointed towards the rocket tank just in case. Not sure where that shot goes. A little bit on the disappointing side for sure. But again, you can see I'm going to pull all the way back here as I'm on the reload. One more shot into the scent, getting us up to 1,600 damage. But they're pushing hard now. So we get to see some horrible, horrible driving with our 5 degrees of gun depression. I'm waiting for that reticle to get down, and I just, god damn it, I can't get that thing down. And then I'm stuck on HE, and I just totally blow that shot. Look at that. Oh my god, I've taken 3 shots in a row. I've got to get out of here, and I leave it on friggin' HE again. You know, so sometimes in the heat of the battle, you forget to change your ammo. But really the fact of this game is going to come down to me being able to evade those 2 tanks and stay alive. As you watch this scent, probably not the best decision here. Whee! Thank you very much. Alright, so it's looking pretty good, 4 on 2, right? Think when you think you've got it in the bag and this is going to be a sure win. Alright, the WZ is just taking out the SU. Alright, 3 on 1. So we got 2 tanks over there. Now we've got 1 tank over there. Oh my god. It was literally a 3-on-1. Now he's down to 29 hit points. Thankfully, he's a TD, and we can get behind him. WZ is going to shoot HE and damage himself a little bit. But nothing he can really do as we can outmaneuver him. And finish him off. But really that game just came down to staying alive there at the end. And it's like, oh my god, guys, 3-on-1. What were you thinking? So 76,000 credits there on a 3,000 battle game. Looks like we landed 11 shots that time. So a couple of low rolls there because I had HE loaded. My fault. Alright guys, and this is going to be the last game I show in this full tank review of the T-34-3. Hey, please make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Like I said at the intro there, really shooting for 10,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I can only make that happen with your help. And, you know, so I'm showing this game here on Desert Sands, non-supremacy, as kind of your typical, in my opinion, battle in this tank. As you can see from the mini-map, everyone is on the desert side. And look at that, 426 and a track shot. We're spotted. We're going to back up. We do have a little bit of difficulty, obviously, because we only have 5 degrees of gun depression, so we have to pull up real far on this ridgeline. But look at that, 1,097 ammo rack. That's certainly going to help the stats. And so with this being a medium tank, you have the flexibility with being able to, you know, obviously with a 50-kilometer top speed, to help out, you know, when things change in the game. Look at that. There's a 1,400 ammo rack. And we are down a tank. Gravedigger pushing hard. And look, I'm using this ridgeline. Taking my shot, and then I'm out of sight. And we're down 2 tanks. Able to finish off the Gravedigger there. Sound of the missiles. The game certainly has changed a good bit. And, you know, this is something to take note of here, guys. Look at the armor profile here on the Jagdtiger 8.8. I can't even pen him with heat from the front. And he's waiting for me. As soon as I see he's turned, I'm back up over this hill. Aim time not that great there. So we do miss that shot, but you gotta love this ability to get up to top speed here and get into the battle and get more of these big shots to go like that. So at this point, you know, it's just a matter of cleaning these guys up. But if you can stay alive in this tank and get 5 to 8 shots off, you're doing big numbers. And there it is, 3,300 damage. I think I won 9 out of 10 battles in this tank, and that's with all this event going on and the crazy play. And I mean, this is just a really nice tank. So outside of the fact that it might be near impossible for you to get with the Lunar Event, it's just a great tank all around. So watch out for it when it comes up for sale, which I'm sure it will in the near future. Hopefully you've got a few pointers out of that and you've hit that subscribe button. And with that, guys, have fun out there, stay safe, get educated, not fingered. Littlefinger out.